Okay, I'm going to record a little list that I came up with. I was doing my laps and thinking about the concept of first principles. Curious, I've never thought about this before. This would be the types of thoughts, using a single word to categorize them, the types of thoughts or values that I would embrace in the nucleus of my mind with regard to how I want my mind to operate and how I want to think. Especially when faced with challenging moments, what types of considerations would I bring to bear? And so I came up with 5 things. This is off the top of my head, so this is kind of stream of consciousness. So the first, I'm actually borrowing a little bit from Marcus Aurelius, who selected reason followed by justice as his. That's funny because justice would probably not have been something that I would have added, and I had to think a lot about what. Now, of course, Marcus Aurelius, having been an emperor, would have had justice on his mind, specifically with regard to the subjects of his realm. But for me, I'm certainly interested in it, but I'm a rather selfish individual. I tend to be thinking more about I'm not so concerned with social things, though I should be. So I probably wouldn't consider it truth. Truth is important to me, but I like justice. When I thought about it a little bit, because justice has the concept of righting wrongs or seeking after right, and all that's entailed in developing what right is, distilling right out from our minds, from experience, from precedent that we've measured and have that has come up good against the values that we've developed. So there's a lot inherent in that. There's the concept of values, of truth, and then applying that in the world. So now I think I can see why Marcus Aurelius use that. Reason, clearly for me, that's got to be number one. Reason is the apparatus of thought that I lean on, that I rely on, that is the foundation, it's the kernel of everything. And then I only wish I was better at it. I wish I held myself stronger to it. So moving on, actually, the first one is the most important, and justice is very important too. Moving on to the next 3. The next one in line, and these are roughly in order of importance. So reason, justice, followed by temperance. Temperance in all things. Temperance in reining in my appetites and my desires, reining in my consumption, and reining in my thoughts. Being able to hold my thoughts, to restrain my thoughts, and to measure my to utilize my thinking capacity in a way that is both can be useful and restful. Something that I have a long way to go on. Temperance is very important to me. I'll have to make a video soon about some of the restraint that I exercised while my family was away and while I was without them, and but nothing weird, nothing like that. Restraint really in terms of holding my back, and it may have been an unhealthy thing, but holding back my living until they were with me once more, and then when they knew they were arriving, holding back my consumption, my appetites, in order to prepare myself for their arrival. Literally, literal appetites, not those other types. The next one is perspective. Perspective is a very important one for me. Not so much from the perspective of life, although that's important. Keeping perspective of time, of values and the like. But I just gave it away. Time and distance. Really, for me, I'm enthralled by the concepts of deep time and deep distance. Just thinking about the immensity of time that has existed and that's to come, and the great expanse of the universe does something to me. It makes me so minuscule as to render my thoughts humble and plain. So yes, so perspective in that capacity. And the last one I really had to struggle to think about. This was the toughest one. I had to find the right word to capture the meaning. And the word I came up with was dissonance. Now, dissonance, and you would think, curious, a principle of life? Why dissonance? Well, not so much in terms of that I want to live with dissonance, and in particular I'm talking about cognitive dissonance, And not cognitive dissonance of the type that we are holding two contrary views at the same time, but information that comes into the mind that causes us to realize that something that we formerly believed was true may not actually be so. So that's the type of distance I'm talking about, and that is of keenly important value to me, because the ability to recognize when I'm wrong, and then to recover from that, and to apply right thinking against the wrong thinking, and to be willing to be contradictory even one day from the next. I'm borrowing this thought in particular a lot from Ralph Waldo Emerson, who talked about this in Self-Reliance, and the ability he talked about the foolish consistency, and to be able to speak your frank mind today, and then your frank mind again tomorrow, even if it contradicts everything that you say today. What a worthy goal to be able to do that, to be able to live in a life like that. So I just knocked out 5 things: reason, justice, temperance, perspective, and dissonance. And I'm going to work on these a little more, maybe refine them, try to keep them under 5, and maybe something to think about, maybe something to work on as I proceed. Basically, the reason I wanted to have this, I wanted to have a little nucleus of principles that I can turn to and rely on when times get tough, when it comes time to pick apart a tricky challenge, and in particular when it comes time to live, and to try to do my best to live well. So now it's time to finish up in the pool. I'm all done here, and I'm going to go back and clean up and watch a movie with my wife. We're watching the Gilmore Girls. We're getting Emily involved too. She seems like it too. So talk to y'all later. Bye.